You were talking about the folks in your community who were concerned about a rezoning. Can you share an example of where planning decisions affected a project's outcome?
Well, we had that big community church that got shot down. You remember that? And I guess...
Was that the one that was up the road and then got turned down?
Yeah.
And they just did they decide to take that to court or sue?
I think so.
And
Yeah. We don't know. We don't know the outcome of that.
How about the cricket field? Can we talk about the cricket field?
Sure. What do you want to know about that? That just happened. That was last month.
All right. Well, I think I posted some information on the Chatham. We didn't do a story on it because we don't have all the details yet. But I did post it on the Chatham Journal Facebook page, and there were some people that had questions about it. There were people that concerned, hey, how come the county or the town is paying? How come the county is paying for cricket fields?
It's not.
When they're not.
It's a private developer.
Yeah, exactly. When they're not doing baseball fields, and
right.
And that's one of the things. It's a private developer, and I think.
That's one of the beauties of free market capitalism. You know, if there's a need, the market will meet that need. This developer, at great expense to themselves, have purchased the land, and they're going to develop this into cricket fields, pickleball courts, and tennis courts.
Yeah, and there's an artist rendering out there on the planning board, the site. And the interesting thing about it is, I remember when I was on the planning board, and this was way before you went on, someone approached the planning board about putting in a cricket field. They had the land.
I get 3 calls a month for cricket fields.
Set up. Well, it's a real... And actually, I remember they brought in the Apex mayor to speak in support of it.
Yeah.
But it goes back to what we had talked about earlier. They didn't have somebody local figuring out what needed to happen. And I was for it. The only thing is, they had 3 opportunities, and they didn't do what they needed to do. And the biggest concern was...
Let's not... I mean...
The biggest concerns were the folks nearby said, hey... That's fine, but we don't want people. We want you to leave enough land so that people can park there without parking in our driveways and in our yards. And they just didn't come up with a solution.
Yeah, this is plenty of parking. But let's not make any mistake here. There's not a tremendous amount of cricket players in Chatham County. This is to serve Wake County. It's going to be in Chatham County, but it's serving Wake County because the land is too darn expensive in Wake County. So that's why it came to. And these people don't mind driving a half hour, 45 minutes to get there. It's on Christian Chapel Church Road in Moncure. And so, you know, this is, and they're gonna charge people to use the facilities. They're not gonna charge for watching. You can watch a cricket game for free. It's the second most popular sport in the world.
Well, it's interesting because I talked to Ashiba, who's a sports writer for the Chatham News and Record, and he and I will probably try to sit down with somebody, and I reached out to you. We'll sit down and Ashiba will write something up, and maybe he'll be attending some cricket games and do a write-up in the Chatham.
Yeah, never played, never watched a game, never seen it.
Well, that's because you're into rugby.
I played, again, I think that's the 3rd most popular sport in the world, just not here.
What's that one with the Irish game where you're drinking and pushing stuff from one town to the other?
Oh,
we talked about that at Noel's Produce when we had lunch over there one time.
Yeah, that's what Greg was talking about. That's where you roll the stones.
Yeah, is that what it is? Yeah, that's stuff that guys want to do and women go, what, are you crazy?
Yep.
Anything else we need to know about what's happening with the planning board?
No, I think we got it. We covered it.
All right. This is a dual question. What advice would you give somebody thinking about selling in 2026, this coming year, and what should landowners do before even talking to a buyer?
Well, to answer the first question, I think people get real excited when they call me and say, you know, what's my house worth? And I give them a number, and they're like, that's amazing. They can't believe how it's gone up. I want to sell my house. I'm like, okay, where are you going to go? It's not like just yours went up. The one that you're going to buy went up as well. So that's probably the biggest question I would ask somebody. Land, the most important thing, you do not have to use me, but you do have to use somebody that's experienced. You can have a great friend that has sold 50 houses in the neighborhood, but when you list a piece of land, you want to look at what their experience is. It's a whole different ballgame. And so if you're going to list a piece of land, just make sure that the person has experience, and then it's relevant experience too. So if you have a 20-acre piece, you want to know how many 20-acre pieces they've sold. If you have a 200-acre piece, you want to know how many 200-acre pieces. If you have a piece of land, like, I sold one 30 acres that went for $4.5 million. Okay, you want to make sure that they have experience in $4.5 million. Like, you need to know that they have experience in what you're selling. That's the biggest, most important thing.
Isn't there also a difference in timeline? I think you mentioned that usually with land sales, it's, and I think you mentioned that one example where it's a 2-year type of project.
Yeah.
So those land sales you mentioned, home sales anywhere from 45 days to 90.
Yeah, 45. Yeah.
Land
Yeah. If it's not
sales-
new construction, it's going to be 45 to 60. And if it's an entitlement contingency contract, it's going to average 24 months. And you really need to know, you need to have an agent that's experienced to figure out the contract that's going to suit their needs. I can't tell you, I mean, I made a decent living off of people that had their property tied up for 2 or 3 years, and at the end of 2 or 3 years, they got nothing. You list with me, if they walk away, you're gonna have some money.
Right. This is a question I thought about asking earlier, but I forgot to do. So if I were to build a house right now, let's say I have my piece of land, how long is that house? And you said what? The average house is about 2,600 square feet now?
Yeah, 26 to 2,800 square feet.
How long is it going to take for me to get that house built?
Probably gonna be a year.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, so you have to find your builder, and then you have to get on that builder's schedule. I mean, and then weather delays, you'll have some kind of missing part or missing supplies or whatever. I mean, it's not even the same thing right now, but like, I'm having a renovation on a house at the beach, and it was supposed to be done in August, and it's the end of December.
August? Yeah, really? Come on.
And it's not done.
See, that's because you don't have those good connections at the
I don't
beach.
have those connections there.
All right, we're getting close to the end. We got a lightning round coming up, but before we get to the lightning round, it's going to be 3 quick questions. I want to know, what put the biggest smile on your face this year as Eric Andrews of
The biggest
Realty World Carolina Properties?
My daughter coming to work here, but no, I mean, and Penny helping out as well. But those two, I mean, it's not always great to work with Dad and your significant other or whatever, but like, the amount of trust that I have with those people, whatever, and she's doing a phenomenal job. I mean,
Are we talking about Penny or your daughter, or both?
we're talking about both.
Okay.
Talking about both. I mean, so my daughter started a few.
Covering his tracks.
My daughter started a few weeks ago. She's doing social media and video for us, and she did a TikTok video on a house that got 22,000 views and ended up selling to a buyer out of Pinehurst, which was amazing. And so
Wait a minute, was she doing a TikTok dance, or did she just posted it on TikTok?
she just has the perfect broadcaster's voice. She is, there's like no accent to her voice. There's no New York, no North Carolina and everything. It's like broadcaster news voice. And she just did commentary of walking through the house, and a lot of people tuned in and saw it. And one person from Pinehurst ended up seeing it and is under contract right now. So that's phenomenal. But just to have her come into the office is awesome. And then I had a great transaction coordinator, Laura Burkhart, that retired this year. It was time. She warned me 2 years in advance that she was going to retire, and I did everything I could to convince her not to retire. But there's a time where you're going to retire, and so she retired. Penny sold her company and had retired as well. And I was like, "Hey, you want to come back to work?" And she's like, "Not really." And I was like, "But this is what it, she's like, "I don't know if I can work with you." And I was like, "This is what," and she's really enjoying it. And she's doing a phenomenal job. And
Are you having to take her out to lunch every day?
no, but we do leftovers.
Oh man, that is just so cute. It's kind of like,
Yeah,
I threw up a little.
Well,
bit
and it's
inside.
not. My daughter did negotiate in her work contract that Dad has to take her out to lunch once a week.
Oh, is that what it is?
She did negotiate that, so that's
there you
fun.
go.
That's worth it. Yeah, but that to be a point in my career where I can afford to have people like that work with me and everything, it's just it's unbelievable. I mean, I love, because when she was working elsewhere, it could be a month before I would see my daughter. Now I get to see her several times a week, and it's awesome.
Yeah, and I know we learned this earlier on. Eric really goes all in on Christmas decorations. So Penny was showing me some of those pictures. No, you're not going to get to see them.
No, don't see those. Don't show them.
But
Don't share,
yeah,
don't share.
he's a big.
I like the holidays, and we're lucky that this is the first time that we're going to have all 4 kids there for Christmas. First time ever.
You said you're going to have 20 people at the house.
Yeah, and it's just. We're lucky that we have a house that can fit that many people in it, and that's the meeting place, and we're going to have a big Christmas dinner, and we're very excited. But,
Right.
if you're going to have that many people come, make sure it's a little special.
Yeah, but you know what? They're not going to like your white cabinets in the kitchen.
Maybe not.
You were too
Maybe
cheap
not.
to
They
get
have
new ones.
handprints. They have handprints. Like I'm scrubbing all the time. They have handprints around the handles.
Do you have one of those at your door thing where you have the kids' heights over the years?
Oh yeah.
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 And you never
My
paint
son's
that over.
taller than me. My son's
there
taller
you go.
than me.
You need a bigger house.
Yeah.
All right, lightning round. So we now know what put the biggest smile on Eric's face. His daughter and his Penny will be glad to hear about that. Mm-hmm. All right, 3 quick questions. Overrated or underrated? Chatham County real estate.
Probably underrated. There's a lot that's coming to this area. People are expecting a lot to happen, but I think people are underestimating the impact of Disney and what's coming to this area. So I would still say of course, I have a vested interest to say underrated, but I really believe that. I promise.
All right, that was question number 1. Question number 2. One myth about Chatham County you wish would just go away.
That we're a bunch of redneck hicks, I was telling you earlier, I went to a meeting and somebody said, what do you do with all those hog farms? I've never seen a hog farm in Chatham County. We don't have them. So,
are you sure we don't have them?
I don't know. I haven't seen one.
Right.
I would think I would know. Where are they?
You're hanging around with the wrong crowd. You're not hanging around with enough rednecks.
Yeah. We have chicken houses.
Yes, we do.
And I've sold chicken houses. No, these are really, really good people out here. This is not, it's not Dukes of Hazzard. It's not, I love this place.
These are great folks who pretty much want to bring up their families.
Exactly.
Want to be left alone.
Yeah.
And just want to live a good life.
Yeah.
And they found a place here in Chatham County.
Yeah.
All right, last quick lightning round question. If you had to buy one type of property and hold it for 20 years, what would that be?
Well, one property. Well, I can't. It'd be very, very expensive, but I'd probably try to buy something in downtown Pittsboro right now. If you can find somebody that's willing to sell something in downtown or close to downtown Pittsboro, and it has any kind of commercial zoning, I just think. We have these two opposing business models, but they're also riding coattails of one another. So you have that new Chatham Park that is probably mostly like national retail and national franchise kind of stuff. And then you have the quaintness of downtown. Well, Chatham Park and its residential is successful because it has this quaintness of the downtown. But the people in downtown are going to appreciate that we're going to have some national stores as well. So having that mix or whatever. But if I had one chance to buy one thing, it'd be a commercial property in downtown Pittsboro. I think that's the best bet.
All right, that was the last question in the 3-round speed round. The brewery. What's going into the brewery?
Right now, it's the brewery. They're looking at restructuring, and I guess they got some cash investors to help out or whatever. So I have a great landlord, Paula and Greg, and they have every interest in seeing them be successful. So hopefully they'll be able to restructure and we'll be able to work it all out. But there's when the official announcement was made, I think it's a testament to what Havoc did and what Greg and Paula did that our phone rang off the hook. There's a lot of people that wanted to come in.
It's a great spot.
It's a great spot. I mean, they've won awards all across the state for that spot and their design and the patio and everything. But we have a lot of interest in making sure that Havoc remains, and so hopefully that'll all work out.
How about the other brewery with the red fire truck?
Red Moose?
Red Moose, yeah.
That's going to be a sports bar that is going to have a bunch of TVs They're going to specialize in draft beer, so it's not the craft beer that Red Moose did, but Penny and I own that building together, and so Kevin Horton is the guy that is, hopefully he'll be opening in January of 26, and we wish him a lot of success. He's been good to deal with so far. I drive by all the time. It looks like he's got a good setup, so that'll be fun. That's going to be a local joint, which I think is going to that's kind of what this town needs too, and so I'm real excited for them.
Right. Plus, you also Dick's Barbecue is now an Indian restaurant, isn't it?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
So there's things.
Pizza Hut, Hut.
Oh yeah, I was going to say I posted a Pizza Hut picture, and people like, hey, back when you were coaching in Northwood,
oh my gosh,
I mean,
all my players worked there.
That's and that's where all the
that was a hookup. That was a hookup. My players took care of me. I got a hookup. That's awesome.
All right, folks. Hey, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Eric Andrews. Again, what's that number they need to reach out to?
919-542-0523.
Hey, thank you so much for watching. And if you're watching this on YouTube, feel free to comment. And if you want to, we run into us. Let us know that you enjoy this. We try to do this quarterly. And hey, let us know if there's something a good question you have, or a speed round question.
So, a speed round question.
Let us know. Thank you so much for watching.
Good job, brother. You covered it.